Testing one, two, three. I am so sorry. I had technical difficulties. I literally had to reboot my phone. That's the only thing about going live. When you're on the road and you have to deal with dealing with the technical difficulties of being around internet, being around certain places that I be at. I'm in a truck stop, so I'm like I said, I apologize, but I got it together now and I'm able to start this live over. But yeah, y'all forgive me. I wanted to start on time, but I had to deal with some technical difficulties, and it happens. Okay, y'all give me a second. I will be going live. We will be talking about Kendrick Johnson, a case that went on 13 years ago. So I'm gonna talk about it. It's Night Talk with Peanut Nola 504. I have told you guys once ago again, I will be bringing more content on a regular basis. I'm doing a lot of new things since I have became monetized. So and in the upcoming weeks I will be doing live, going live and having panels open up. I will be opening up the panels, but until then I'm doing I'm just doing everything by myself right now. But shout out to everybody that has that been supporting my channel. Shout out to all my TikTok family who has came over to this side, that have been actually supporting my channel, helping my channel grow, and is really getting close to getting to 3K here on YouTube. All of the support that you guys have given me on TikTok, I'm approaching on TikTok 20K. And it's because of the people who support me. I want to tell you that right now. Y'all just give me one more second. We will be going on in just a few. Okay, once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. I had made sure that my mics are clear, and I was like I said, my last live I had to start all over because I had some technical difficulties. Like I tell people all the time, I am a truck driver, and I be in certain areas. I have mic issues and stuff like that, and I have to get into areas where I'm able to do my lives correctly. Um, we're gonna talk about a story that happened 13 years ago. A story that is being reopened, a case that's a civil suit that is going to happen in South Carolina, incident that happened with a young man. His name is Kendrick Johnson. And we will always remember Kendrick Johnson. He was unalived by some YT kids, some bullies, who unalived him. But the big mystery about Kendrick Johnson was how he was wrapped up in the gym in a a wrestling mat, and then he was wrapped there. And then one of the big mysteries was that his organs were missing. His organs was missing out of his body. He was not only just unalived at the school from his bullies. Allegedly, he was also dealing with somebody who had took his organs. So we're always trying to, when I brought up this case, was this a job that happened with his father, with these YT kids. Father, was their family involved in this? Because this been a mystery, that a case that has not been closed, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because we still trying to figure out what happened. We do know that they did catch that they brought in these criminals, these thugs. They did bring in some these thugs, these young men who allegedly unalived him. So we do know that these young men that was found guilty of unaliving him. But what we're still trying to find out is what happened to Kendrick Johnson, his organs. What happened to his organs, and how the school, you know, we're still trying to figure out the school, and no one was there to, no administrators, nobody there to help this young man as he was gruesomely unalived at the school. Okay, so I bring this back because it's really dear to me, because when you bring your children to school, you expect that they'll be in the hands of the school system, and this is one of the reasons why I would, if you can, it would be great for you to homeschool your own children. It's I would recommend that. You know what I'm saying? But some people really can't afford to do that. But at this age, Kendrick Johnson was a teenager. Okay, so you don't expect things like that to happen to a teenager. You know what I'm saying? So normally when you put your hand, you put your children into school, you don't think that they'll be unalived. Okay, so I'm still to this day praying for his mother and his father, and they're suing the father and the family of the people who unalive the young man, and they're making multiple suits. One of the suits is 12 million, a civil suit against the families of the thugs that had unalived him. Okay, so they have a civil suit that is going on, and it's not going to bring back their son. It's not going to bring back their son. That was 13 years ago, and it's not going to bring back their son. But they have to do something to get some kind of justice. And if it is like draining the pockets of the people whose savagery was a part of the savagery, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for it. It's not going to bring back their son, but they need some kind of. They have to have something, and it just, I think about this all the time. I think about my sons. It could be your son. It could be your daughters. And when you have your children going to school, you don't expect them not to come home. You don't expect your young people not to come home. And then when I think about what happened to the young man down there in Texas, the young man who was battling for his life and ended up stabbing in self-defense, in my opinion, ended up stabbing one of the YT young men, one of the twins. That incident that not too long ago happened. um, this could have been Kendrick Johnson. It could have, if Kendrick Johnson would have been able to self-defense and fight off these goons that were unalived him, it would have been that young man instead of the twins. Okay, if that young man didn't have some protection on him, it could have been him that would have been unalive. We don't talk about these things. How our young people are still being bullied in certain parts of these school systems. Okay, that they're still being bullied. Okay, and they're still being put into a life and death situation all across America. We don't realize these things. Okay, we don't realize these things, and there can be a time where you waiting for your son to come home, you waiting for your daughter to come home, and they don't come home, and they don't come home. And that's the worst thing to ever wish on. I would never wish that pain on anybody. I knew the pain of my son battling cancer, and just thinking that, the possibilities of me not having my son. I couldn't imagine somebody taking my son. And I'm thankful for the Most High, for him to be able to make a way for my son, who was able to ring the bell, and he can live a long life. but we don't talk about these things. And Kendrick Johnson deserves he deserves all of justices that he didn't get. And if his parents is going to get $12 million after a 13-year crime, I'm all for it. His family deserve the $12 million suit. Drain these people because these were savages. These people were savages. And I can remember this was 13 years ago. You can't believe that this was 13 years ago. And that's how much time has passed by. And then we get to forgetting, we start forgetting. I was just thinking about the anniversary of Hurricane Katrina, and I'm also going to do a video on Hurricane Katrina. But, you know, I think about Hurricane Katrina. I was only 32 years old, and I'm 50 now. And then you start asking yourself where the time has went. Well, time has moved on so fast, and we tend to forget. And we should never forget. We should never allow Kendrick's name to go in vain. Because in my opinion, he still got unjust. Because people are not talking about that story anymore. And I want you all to remember Kendrick Johnson and his family. Because that's an everlasting pain. And that's an everlasting pain that I would not wish on anybody. I wouldn't wish it on my enemy. That everlasting pain of you not seeing your child anymore. And I don't care how old they are because they're going to always be your babies. My oldest son is 25 years old. My second oldest is 23 years old. Then I have, my third oldest son is 21, and I have a 18-year-old. And I think about this. And it doesn't matter how old they are. They still my babies. They can be 30, 40 years old. They still going to be your babies. And I couldn't imagine what his mother and his father are going through with the like every year. And it's been 13 years of Kendrick being gone. Senseless, savage crimes against our young people. And these people want to talk about the hate crime in Cincinnati. They want to talk about the things that our people. If you look and you see on the national TV, they're trying to find a way to have hate crimes for YT people. They're just waiting for the moment to put our people in concentration camps. They're waiting for the moment to cram, and we got these bootlegging, these Jesse Lee Petersons, the Hodge twins, who are out here defending white supremacists, who out here defending and out here trying to label our people as savages. And we talked about these things. And it doesn't matter because I tell people all the time, hey, what's been going on, family? And I tell my people all the time, it's never been about the views for me. I can have 4, 3, 5 people in my chat talking about this young man. It's not about the views. My voice is getting out here to keep this young man alive. I don't do this for money. My job is to keep his spirit alive. My job is to let people not forget Kendrick Johnson. Because it could be your daughter. It could be your son. And I would not want your daughter or son memory to be lost. Because I always used to tell people, we don't start worrying, we don't start panicking until things happen to us. But when other people, we are nonchalant when it comes to other people's children. We don't have that different connection in pain. We feel empty towards our brothers and sisters. And we don't show the compassion because we look at them as being strangers. But when it affects your doorstep, then you're going to want people to talk about your son, to talk about your daughter. And my job is to keep his name. And if I'm going to do anything, I'm going to keep this brother name. Kendrick Johnson, that's 13 years ago. 13 years ago. And his parents are suing. They just put in a lawsuit yesterday, and they're suing for $12 million. And they still don't have an answer. And some people say that why they suing, they just want money. Yeah, they deserve to get money. Stop worrying about what these people do. YT people sue all the time. YT people bring your ass to civil suits. They civil suit your ass all the time. Just ask OJ. They civil suit that man until he didn't even have his own Heisman Trophy. We got to start playing the roles of them people. It's always when black people sue for money, it's always about, oh, they just want the money. No, they should get the money. Even though it's not going to bring back their child. Yes. Because YT people been doing it to our people. They will milk you dry so you won't have nothing. Don't matter if it took, he passed away 13 years ago. It doesn't matter how long. YT people open up cases, cases that happened years ago. Look what they did, Bill Cosby. They tried to get Bill Cosby on something that allegedly happened way years ago. They will try to bury our people. And it's time for us to play the laws as they play the laws. Halito, how you doing, Monique? We're talking about Kendrick, the mystery of Kendrick Johnson, who was unalive 13 years ago. 13 years ago. Could y'all believe that? 13 years ago. And his family is suing for $12 million towards the family that unalived their son. And we still trying to figure out what happened to his organs. I mean, we understand that they found out who unalived him, but who took his organs? We're still trying to figure out when he was wrapped up in that mat, what happened to his organs? Was this a setup? What did the young man family set this up? How? We're still trying to figure what happened to his organs. And these are questions that have never been answered. Because you know that you are the top market out there. And I tell all the people that follow me, tell you young people, don't put yourself as a donor, because when you put yourself as a donor, they're not going to try to save you. I don't believe in organ donors if it's not your family. I don't believe in that. Because they waiting for it was a story they was talking about how they be waiting for the kids in Chicago. Once the kids in Chicago get unalive, they be waiting. It's like they're waiting, and the parents think that they're helping people. But they don't realize that if you go into a coma, they're not going to be quick to try to help you get out of that coma. And I remember a lady was crying. She was crying. I think this happened in Memphis. And she was trying to stop the doctors from pulling the plug on her child. And they said there was nothing more that they can do. And the boy was still breathing and still moving. And they said because the boy put himself as a organ donor, there was nothing that the mother could do. There was no power that she had. She no longer had power over his body. Okay? She had no power over his body. And she was just crying and everything. And I want people to understand this. Okay? They're manipulating I never forget my sister. I never forget my sister who passed away years ago of breast cancer. And I never forget my mother kept telling my sister, do not be an organ donor. And my sister thought she could save the world. And I never forget my sister, my brother told me, she said, because I couldn't make it in time, but my brother said, one minute she's doing good. They didn't say anything was wrong with her kidney. The next minute they blew her kidney. And they said that her kidneys are gone. And my sister said that they did something to her. And she wasn't ready to go. Okay? She wasn't ready to go. And I want you guys to understand that. My sister was saying that they wouldn't give her water. They wouldn't give her water, family. My brother was cutting up. They was trying to remove him out of the hospital. So we are the prey. We are the target in the medical industry. And they talked about how they do with our women, how they think that our women don't, they viewed our women that they don't feel pain like normal other women. That our women can endure pain better than any other woman. That's why they would not work on our women or during pregnancy. They wouldn't give them epidurals. They wouldn't give them extra pains and pain medicine because they back in the days they said that black women can endure pain and take pain better than YT women. And people don't realize they've been targeting our women for years in hospitals because they believe that you're not human. They don't believe that you're human, but they need your organs. And the hottest organ on the market is our people. And I want you guys to understand that. So when you go home, you try to make sure that your sons and daughters don't have that on their license. You make sure that they don't have that on their license. I made sure that my sons didn't have it on their license. And sure enough, my son ended up with cancer. And they did whatever they can to help my son defeat cancer. They wasn't trying to do, because I feel like once they know that you are organ donor, they stop helping you. But I'm thankful for the doctors. I'm thankful for all of the people that prayed for my son. I'm thankful for the people that helped him ring the bell. But you don't always get good people in the medical field. And just like the African lady who was a nurse who she got fired not too long ago, because she was mad with the FBA and the original American Indians. She was mad. And she was saying that she got influenced, that she would tell African doctors to not work on our people. And she got fired for that comment. Okay? She got fired for that comment. And a lot of people don't understand. You can't go. You could do that in Africa, but you can't do that in America. You can tell businesses to not serve us in Africa, but you can't do that in America. You can't tell the medical field to not be able to help somebody. They can be sued. So that's one of the reasons why that nurse got fired. Because this is America and she was talking shit and she didn't realize she's in America. And these are things. But I want you guys to make sure y'all share this video. and hit the like button. There's going to be a lot of people who's going to catch the replay. If you hear me out there, you make sure you share the video, you like the video. You know what I'm saying? And maybe next week I will be trying to open up the panels like I used to back in the days. I'll be trying to open up the panels because I've been doing this off the phone, and so I'm going to be opening up the panels by next week. I want to start getting our lives back in, but I want you to be aware that I'm monetized, so there won't be all that cursing that we used to do in the past. We can talk civil and talk about information without all of the cussing and stuff. So that's gonna be new about my content. So if I let you on my panels, just be respectful to the changes that I'm making here on YouTube. Okay, so I will be bringing people on, but we're gonna be doing less cussing and more information. That's what we're gonna be doing. Okay, because I cannot afford to have my channel taken down. I know that a lot of brothers and sisters from the our Aborigine community, y'all run y'all channels the way y'all run it, and y'all pretty much say what you want. But it kept me shadow banned. When I used to do that, it kept me shadow banned for a very long time. I'm finally out of shadow ban. Okay. So it doesn't it won't make sense for our information. We won't be able to get our information out there if we're shadow banned. Okay, we won't be able to reach people if we're shadow banned. So we got to be very careful on wordplay on YouTube. YouTube guidelines have changed. So I will, when I do open up my panels and do lives, I will expect people to respect the panel and respect the people on the panel. We'll be much more mature and doing information the correct way without all of the cursing. I understand that we get passion. I understand that, but it won't be like that on my panel. We're going to be much more better on how we talk. Okay. So that's some of the changes that I'm doing over here. Okay. Now, if you want to go to somebody else's channel and y'all want to battle and cuss and scream, y'all could do that over there. But over here, we're going to be talking the knowledge in a rightful way. I will be doing interviews. Y'all call me on Instagram, and I will be doing live interviews with you guys. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be talking about a lot of things. Um uh we're gonna be doing some gardening shows. Okay, we're gonna work on teaching each other about growing foods. We're gonna talk about herbs and things that meaningful to our life. I'm gonna be teaching people about growing their own trees and planting trees, and how to get more fruits and vegetables into our communities. Okay, so we're gonna be doing a lot of great things that is indigenous. Okay, we're gonna be doing a lot of indigenous shit. Okay, now I can say the shit word, but the M, all of the F's, the this and that and this, YouTube do not like. Okay, so, but I like to thank you guys for listening in. Remember Kendrick Johnson. If you are late, you just remember to share, hit the like buttons. It does not cost anybody anything to hit the like button. Okay, just hit the like buttons. Try to encourage your friends, your family, anybody to come subscribe to Peanut Nola 504. I am not a hater. I will subscribe to you back. Okay. So I would like to thank you guys. I will be going on. I'm bringing more content daily. Okay. So if you see me every other day with a new video, that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of different stuff. Okay. It's not just Aboriginal. It's a lot has to do with things. We're gonna be talking about a lot of issues. Okay, so you have a blessed day, you guys. Good night, and remember, hit them like buttons and share the video.